On our show today, Joan Milliman is here from GRF. She is their board secretary. She's going to give the GRF report of their meeting that they had yesterday. Also, we have another doctor from Hogue and also from the Women's Health Institute. And this time the discussion is going to be about the Hogue Breast Program. Finally, our good friend from the South Orange County Community College District, Trustee Marcia Milchiker is here, and we got some slides and about what's coming up for the district, and they're at their 50th anniversary. Kind of go back in time as well and give a little history of that as well. Now, as far as meetings go today, there are two. GRF has their Mobility and Vehicles Committee at 1:30 in the boardroom, and Mutual 50, if you live over there, their finance meeting will occur at 2 o'clock at the Towers, and I think it's at their main conference room over there at the Towers. Now let's get to the weather. Yes, rain, just a little drizzle so far this morning. And what we're going to look at today, more than likely, kind of on and off little drizzle. Not much of anything until we get to either late afternoon or early evening. I'm talking 4, 5, 6 o'clock. And that's when the stronger cell is due to come into this area. It may be a little to the south of us. We'll see. But it's enough that the areas, the burn areas, such as over there in Corona and Lake Elsinore and further inland where they had the fires, they're worried, and they actually have flash flood warnings up for those areas. So it could be a lot of rain in certain areas in a very short amount of time, maybe up to a ½ inch. For here, we'll definitely get more rain. How much? It just depends. It might stay a little bit to the north or south. You know, it always seems we're kind of right in the middle here. But it's tomorrow as well. We're looking at a chance of some of that drizzle spilling over into tomorrow. And then you can see partly cloudy going forward. Now Sunday, I have partly cloudy, and that's true. However, there is a chance, it does look like for sure, we're going to get another system coming in either late Sunday night into Monday, which is going to be probably similar to what we have now. We're looking at maybe late Sunday, Monday, and maybe Tuesday of next week of some drizzle to light rain coming through. So this is all good. This is what we want to see here already in October. You know how that can happen. We can get a little rain, and then we get the big Santa Ana winds, and it goes up to 100 degrees a few weeks later. So I'm hoping for the rainy side. Let's look around the area today. And yes, everywhere you go, they're going to be expecting some rain. And the temperatures are still pretty mild, though. This isn't a real cold system at all. So it's not bad. Even Big Bear going up to 58 today, but 32 at night. And they are getting some rain up there, but there's no prediction of any kind of snow flurries. It's just not going to be that cold to sustain. And maybe by then the rain will pass. But you know, you never know, but right now there's no prediction of any snow flurries. Palm Springs, 89 degrees. So again, mild as far as the temperature goes, and you know, obviously very humid out, but do expect anywhere from light drizzle to light rain to maybe a couple little bit of strong stuff coming in as we get to the early evening or so. All right, it's good news. We'll be back.
Icons and logos with modern colors and crisp text.
Looking for a change of scenery? You don't have to play golf to enjoy all that 19 Restaurant and Lounge has to offer. From a delicious breakfast menu to our delectable lunch and dinner specials. At 19 Restaurant and Lounge, there is something for everyone. Relax with your friends and family and take in the beautiful view from our spacious patio. Or enjoy a cocktail and appetizer in our lounge. 19 Restaurant and Lounge is a great place to socialize, enjoy a meal, or simply take in the view. Join us 7 days a week and experience Laguna Woods' exclusive dining experience.
When you travel with AAA, you get more than a vacation. You get exclusive AAA member benefits, special offers on unforgettable experiences, and the travel planning knowledge of your own AAA travel agent. When you travel with AAA, you get the vacation of your dreams. To save on a pleasant holidays vacation, visit your local AAA travel agent today.
If you asked me what I wanted to be when I was a child, I would have told you a princess or an astronaut, maybe even a chef. But things change. I may not have become a princess, but I found someone who treated me like one. I may not have become an astronaut, but I still got to see the world. I may not have become a chef, but you would never leave my house hungry. The Emeritus Institute has kept my love of learning alive. Every day is a new adventure, and the Emeritus classes have made it possible to keep living out my dreams. Sign up today and begin your life's next adventure.
Hi, it's Desiree from Irvine Subaru, where families come first. As a family-ran dealership, your family's safety is our #1 priority. Come in and find the perfect Subaru from the largest selection of Subarus in Orange County. All models are top safety picks by the Insurance Institute of Highway Safety. We offer the ideal balance of safety, performance, and economy. Irvine Subaru, more Subarus, more safety, more performance, more love.
Maxi Comfort from Golden is the most comfortable lift recliner in the world. Its patented technology glides smoothly into a variety of positions not found on most recliners. Everyone loves the programmable auto drive control. You can lift and recline, watch TV or sleep, and enjoy the feeling of weightlessness in zero gravity. Made by American workers and backed by the industry's best warranties. Feel relaxed in a Maxi Comfort lift recliner. Contact your local Golden retailer today.
We have Joan Milliman here today from GRF. She is the board secretary, and I welcome you. It's great to have you here today. Of course, you folks had your regular monthly board meeting yesterday, and you were tapped to come in today.
I sure was. Neither Tom nor Beth are in town, so I'm in.
Yeah, and it was a bit of a long meeting. However, the length came in the front part of the meeting, and the front part of the meeting was, of course, a lot of people commenting on the landscape, and we'll get to that. I should say the use of Roundup and other things. That's what I should say.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, am I starting?
You are starting. Yes.
Okay. Well, of course, landscaping and buses are the main topics right now for us, and landscaping is being worked on. I want to tell everybody, Roundup is, we all agree, is difficult. We don't want it in the common areas, but sometimes it's needed on the golf course, and that's a special thing. And they're looking carefully at alternatives, including actually mowing. You know, no, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking really seriously. So we had a very good report from the CEO regarding our huge transformation. As we all know, he's leaving us, and with regrets from us. We're sorry to see him go. He's been so great and helped us transform into the village we really want to be.
Yeah.
He's built a terrific team of management, and we look forward to working closely with them. The VMS report was a report on their long-range plan, and with slides and everything. Lisa gave a fine report, and we're going to get a copy of it because it goes by so fast.
Yeah, it does.
As far as the business is concerned, all of our business this time is on pretty much on a 30-day notice. So I'll let you know what we did. The first thing we looked at was early release of funds. You know, there are things that need to be done sometimes before the end of the year, and if you wait until January to actually hit the budget, then those things are 6 months late.
Right, yes.
So we've released funds for to purchase some items that are needed, in like some buses, and I can read to you what they are because I think it's important. So we're going to be purchasing some cargo vans, 7 cargo vans, 4 ADA buses, a scrubber, and some gate replacements, and other miscellaneous projects, all of which need to be done before the first of the year.
Okay.
So that's why we release funds. And that resolution doesn't need any 30-day notice, so it's out there. The next thing we looked at is combining the Loggia and Sequoia Ballroom in Clubhouse 2. You know, most of the other clubhouses rent the main ballroom or the main room and the patio as one.
Right.
But until now, we have not done that with Clubhouse 2. But they ran into difficulties with people and smoke and sound conflicted with the two areas when they rented both sections.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. So there were times there were separate groups using these. Yeah, and I can understand that, because especially on a nice evening or a nice day, the guests of that particular group don't know, and they're meandering in or out or whatever it might be.
Not only do they meander in and out, but they meander in and out of each other's.
Yeah.
And that gets, it's not good. So like the other clubhouses where there's a patio, it's going to be combined with the main room.
Okay.
And of course, this is on 30-day notice, so the final vote will be in November.
Okay, so I would have to assume then that that would also cut back on the availability.
Absolutely.
Because you're going from 2 different venues, so to speak, to now 1.
Right.
Right, okay.
So people get used to it. I mean, it's such a lovely area, the Loggia by itself, but if you have a band out there and a group and a dinner group inside, it's
right.
And they just don't work.
Yeah.
Clubhouse 6 is becoming, this is the next thing we voted on, or are voting on, is to take the summer kids swim program permanently now to Pool 6. We've tried it out for 2 summers, and it's worked pretty well, quite well actually. And so that program is going to be in Clubhouse 6, and it'll be in the summer. So it starts Memorial Day, and goes through the closure of Pool 6 for the repairs. And so grandparents and the young children can go. We had a lot of complaints from Clubhouse 2 pool with people worried about the youngsters jumping in the pool on top of our swimmers who are doing laps. So for safety purposes, if not for annoyance, we're going to change. And we will be looking further at kids who are able to swim and have a certificate or something and want to swim, and maybe allowing some of them into Pool 2, but they have to be swimmers.
Okay.
And that's something we're checking.
Okay.
So this comes up next November and our next meeting. Let's see. The guest fees for pools and fitness centers we were going to eliminate, but we sent that back for a little look further, because some people objected to eliminating the fees for the fitness centers because of the crowding, and they thought that maybe the fees would help keep the crowding down, but that's going to be studied a little further.
And well, I'll mention this tomorrow.
Okay.
Because Joan is on tomorrow for Robert's Rules, and there was a real kind of a back and forth on how to proceed on that, and I found it interesting. So maybe we'll touch on that tomorrow with Robert's Rules.
Okay, I'll be alert.
Am I
for
right?
That one.
Do you remember?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, because yes, I will explain all of it tomorrow.
Yes. All right, that's tomorrow.
The last thing that we looked at was rescheduling the regular GRF board meeting from January 1st to January 2nd. And that's not a 30-day notice, that just was passed.
Right.
So that passed. Then we went into committee reports, and I must say that the Finance Committee had an interesting report this time. I just want to, well, if you can see, it's not, if you can get a close-up of this.
Yeah, pretty long, yeah.
This is the speech that the treasurer actually gives about all of the slides.
Right.
And so it gives us the details. And I was impressed because that's never in there.
Yeah.
So the first slide, for example, shows the total revenue for GRF as 29 million, and compared with expenses of 28.3 million, resulting in a net revenue of 784,000.
Yeah.
So you can go from there, and it's a long report, but it was very thorough, and I do appreciate that. I think Diane did a terrific job to get that out there. A couple other things, just highlights. Now, I'm just from the CAC, that's Community Activities Committee. I think one of the most interesting things that came up from that was they've been offering ESL language classes, and they began September 14th in Clubhouse 1 at 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. So if they're taught by South Coast Literacy Group for free. And so if anybody wants to learn English, there's your opportunity.
Yeah.
And you don't have to go in order. You know, it's not in order. It's just, I've taught English as a second language, and they very often, they simply start with pictures and identify the word for the picture, and then you go from there.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's they're fun classes, and I'm hoping that anyone who doesn't know English well will take advantage of this.
Yeah,
and
I think it's very good.
They take you where you are.
Yeah.
You know, if you know no English at all, that's fine. Doesn't matter. So you'll learn from the material they have.
Yeah, that'll be very nice. Good benefit.
Really good, really. And then in M&C, it's maintenance and construction. The Energy Task Force reported that there's a conference they're going to in Irvine, which has more energy-saving devices, which maybe we can use and maybe not, but it's good to keep up on these things. So they'll be going to that. And the city of Laguna Woods informed us that Verizon is going to be putting up a tower, which we long have needed.
Yeah.
So it'll help our cell phones, whether you're Verizon or not.
Right.
And Verizon has been a problem off and on. Word about mobility and vehicles meeting is going to be this afternoon at 1:30 in the boardroom. It was published as 9:30. So those of you who are interested in attending that meeting, it's at 1:30 today. And they'll be talking about the buses and various changes.
Okay. All right.
The Disaster Preparedness Task Force still needs good neighbor captains to volunteer, and you can contact either Chief Moy or Judith Troutman to do that. And that's kind of the end of my report.
Okay, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because I still had it on my Monday memo. Oh no, I did have it at 1:30. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Right? It is at 1:30 today. Good.
been
I had to
out
double
there.
check that I said the right thing.
Right.
Yeah, I did have the updated one. So good. All right.
So
We're all taken care of.
Short and
and
sweet.
of course, as I said, Joan will be back tomorrow in the guise of Robert's Rules. Right?
Thanks. I will.
Okay.
I will. Thanks, Ken.
Good to see you.
Appreciate it.
You take care.
I see you tomorrow.
You'll see me tomorrow.
Thank you.
We'll be back. I did have that. I was checking because.
Hi, I'm Wendy Miller, your Laguna Woods real estate professional. Have you been looking for a realtor?
Wendy Miller helped me through the challenging process of real estate here in Laguna Woods. She was helpful, she was fun, she was professional. I really recommend her.
Whether you're thinking of buying, selling, downsizing, or even relocating within Laguna Woods, I am your real estate professional and can help guide you through the entire process. Give me a call and I'll help you make the right move.
Cadillac has been synonymous with quality for over 100 years. We share that philosophy here at Suburban Cadillac of Costa Mesa. It's our mission to engineer a quality shopping experience.
Lease this Cadillac Escalade for only $879 per month during our Made to Move sales event.
Visit our showroom today or browse our inventory online at CadillacOC.com. Suburban Cadillac of Costa Mesa. Quality defined.
When I was first diagnosed, they gave me about 2 years to live.
After they took it out, they did some additional tests and it found out that yes, it was a cancerous tumor.
I had an aorta dissection and that triggered a stroke on top of it.
I've been in treatment a little over 2 years. They saved my life.
If I hadn't been pregnant, they would not have found that mass. If it hadn't been for Ben, I might not be here.
It was amazing that he has knowledge to do what he has to do to save me.
And I'd like to welcome back, and I say back because she was with us some time ago, Dr. Sadia Khan, and she is the breast surgical oncologist and advisor with the Hoag Breast Program. Welcome back.
Thank you so much for having me.
Great to have you here today.
Great to be
So this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and you know, I think one of the topics the people often bring up is we have great tests, we have mammograms and things like that, but is how to prevent it to start with. And I know a lot of this has to do with their background, with their family history, but are there ways beyond that that people can look into to maybe help prevent it or take steps that it's less likely that they may get breast cancer?
There's definitely things that women can do to reduce the risk of breast cancer. There's probably 5 very common things that women don't think about on an everyday basis that can reduce your risk. So one of them that's very simple is exercising. It's recommended to do 150 minutes of moderate exercise every week, and that alone can reduce your risk of breast cancer.
Oh, okay.
So I try to tell my patients, do something easy that doesn't cost a lot of money, just walking around the neighborhood. So if you do that 3 times a week for an hour, you've met that requirement.
Right, okay.
Another easy thing is just watching what we're eating. So food that we intake every day does affect our risk for breast cancer. So just trying to be mindful and have a more healthy diet that consists of a well-balanced amount of vegetables. Darker leafy greens are considered to be antioxidants, so they're thought to be healthier. Not everybody's favorite thing to eat, but you can find fun ways to eat healthy. Also, maintaining a healthy weight is thought to reduce your risk of breast cancer because obesity is considered a risk factor for breast cancer. So trying to be in our healthy body mass index or BMI range will be helpful. Also, no amount of smoking is safe.
Right.
And even alcohol intake is a risk factor for breast cancer, which isn't most commonly known. So it's recommended to try to get down to less than a drink a day.
Okay. Now, in Orange County, it seems to have a high incidence of breast cancer.
Yes.
What do you think the reasons are?
So they've done some population studies on 2 different counties in California are thought to be the higher incidences. So Orange County is definitely one of them, and the other one is Marin County in Northern California.
Wow.
Both of the communities are thought to be a much more affluent community.
Yeah.
And so when you have an affluent population, the thoughts are that women have better access to screening mammograms, meaning that they're more likely to go get a mammogram and get detected for breast cancer. But also some of the other risk factors are having children later in life.
Right.
So women are often pursuing careers, or for whatever reason they're choosing to have children later, which is a common trend across the US. And also more exposure to hormones for hormone replacement therapy are all some of the risk factors considered to be higher in Orange County.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And I understand just from the doctor we had on yesterday, even with ovarian cancer, having children later, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
But that's what I really find fascinating in that is the reasons that you gave. Being more affluent. Generally, women who are a little more affluent do have kids later in life for whatever reasons.
Exactly.
And also have get checked more often.
Exactly.
So that brings it up. So very interesting. So You know, we talked about some of the risk factors as far as helping to alleviate getting breast cancer. What about family history? Is obviously that is a big factor, am I right?
Yeah, so it's, you know, most women come in when they're diagnosed with breast cancer and they often say, why did I get breast cancer? Nobody in my family has breast cancer. So it's actually more common to get breast cancer when you don't have a family history.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
It's the opposite of what people think.
Wow.
So 5 to 10% of breast cancers are thought to be hereditary or pass through some genetic mutation in the family. The rest of breast cancer is really just a mix of environmental factors, what we're eating, how we are affected by stress, so many other things that we can't control.
Now, when you look at family history, should the woman also be, you know, they tend to look at their mom and their mom's mom, but should they also be looking at their father's side as well?
Yeah, so genetic mutations, if they are prevalent in the families, can be passed through either the mother's side or the paternal side. So it's important to just understand the types of cancers that run in the family.
Yeah.
So anybody who has multiple family members with breast cancer, especially breast cancer at a young age, or ovarian cancer, are thought to be red flags, and you should really speak with your doctor about whether you might qualify for genetic testing.
Okay, let's talk about when you should get regular testing. Now, obviously, we're here and in the village, and so you have an older population. However, a lot of the folks here, when they may be looking at their kids, their grandkids, and want to pass along information to them. I know that used to be about 40 getting a mammogram every few years, or how is that pretty much still the same? How does that progress?
So this is definitely a hot topic.
And before you answer that, let's talk about just somebody who has no real high risk factors, meaning you know, family history. Let's just say this is a guide to go by.
So,
and I know it's a hot topic.
I think to help answer this question, breast cancer is much more common than most people think. 1 in 8 women in the United States will develop breast cancer in their lifetime. And these are women that are at an average risk, meaning they have no family history and no other risk factors. So if you break that down, that means the average woman walking around on the street has a 12% risk of developing breast cancer. So it's not a small number. The first thing to understand is that screening mammograms definitely save lives. The key thing to early detection is if you get a breast cancer at a very early stage, it's often very easily treatable, and some of the cure rates are in the 99 to 100%. So the most important thing is the mammograms that will detect your breast cancer. There is some controversy as different confusing guidelines have come out about mammograms. The safest bet is at age 40 is when you should start your screening mammograms. It is recommended still to consider them yearly because of the concept that if you waited 2 years and your cancer is more advanced, you're oftentimes going to need more advanced treatment. So other things that women should think about is, again, we talked about family history. So if you have family members that were diagnosed with breast cancer at a younger age, you might be recommended to start mammograms even younger. Or if you had multiple family members with other types of genetic mutations or risk factors.
Now, was the worry in that the radiation is, because why not get a, or maybe it's, you know, how the insurance wants to handle it, but why not get it once a year? And was that sort of the concern while they're getting radiation?
It's part of the concern, but honestly, the amount of radiation you get from a mammogram is the same amount of radiation that you're exposed to flying from the US to Europe. Or even just living on Earth's atmosphere for 1 year. So the radiation is part of it, but really it's also the fact that if you're getting screened more often, that you might be getting unnecessary biopsies or procedures because you're more likely to find things. And so it's hard to balance which is more important, detecting breast cancer at the earlier age, or these unnecessary tests. But I would say that anybody who's been diagnosed with breast cancer is thankful that they got their yearly mammograms and it was caught early.
Okay, let's talk about the Hoag Healing Breast Cancer Survivor Program. And about we have up on the screen here the Women's Health Institute, which involves breast cancer and ovarian cancer and everything, all the needs involved there. But tell me about the survivorship program that you have.
So I'm very excited to tell you about this because I've been working on this project, Hogue Healing Breast Cancer Survivors. It's actually funded through generous donors in our community to really help women who have been diagnosed with breast cancer get past their diagnosis and move on to a healthier lifestyle. So some of the things we've talked about were exercise and what you're eating and how you handle stress. So we try to focus on some of the reasons why women develop breast cancer in the first place. And we've developed kind of a nice program that helps focus on the emotional and the psychosocial needs of a woman once she's been diagnosed with breast cancer. In traditional healthcare models, you know, we do surgery and we do radiation and chemotherapy really well, but we never really focus on all the emotional factors associated with breast cancer. We have a free event coming up in October, on October 24th, from 5 to 7 p.m. Anybody is welcome. It's focusing on skincare issues related to people who have been diagnosed with breast cancer, fitness, and a mindfulness meditation coach. So we hope everybody can join us.
Where is that going to take place?
It's at Hogue. It's at Hogue in the
in Irvine or Newport?
Hogue Newport in the conference
Newport.
center from 5 to 7 p.m. and it's free for anybody who wants to come and learn more.
Very good. That's on the 24th?
24th.
Very nice. Doctor, thank you for coming in.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll have you back, and maybe it won't, last time but you said, we think it was been about a year, but we'll get you back before then.
Yeah, sounds
Take
great.
care.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the information. We'll be right back.
What's happened to healthcare? It wasn't so long ago that your doctor understood your health history because they were part of it. From labor pains to life's health challenges, you could rely on that relationship with your family physician. Then something happened. Healthcare changed. Seeing a doctor can feel like running into a stranger. A 60-minute wait for a 6-minute visit. Hogue Medical Group is here to change all of that. Our doctors do more than react to illness. They become your personal physician for life. Always listening, never rushing, helping to chart a healthy path together, walking with you at every turn. This is the way healthcare was meant to be, with enhanced features such as same-day appointments, care coordination, and direct access to Hogue's world-class professionals and services. Hogue Medical Group. We listen, we care, we're committed to you for life.
Family Chronology is a family-owned business here to help you tell your story in your own unique way, in order to ensure that your legacy is passed down to your descendants for centuries to come. Imagine if you'd grown up with a video documentary of your great-great-grandparents.
You know, I've never met them, unfortunately.
Imagine your children hearing from them directly, how they thought, how they lived, the unique experiences they would have to share. Those experiences enriching the lives of generations they never got to meet. This is what you're doing for your family's benefit. We want to help you tell your story your way.
We're a family business. I have my wife, my 2 sons that work in the business with me. So we really actually are a family-run business. We call them our extended family. We do it from the moment they walk into the office. We actually have personal relationships and friendships with our clients.
They're not just a client, they are part of our friends and family.
That's what we do here at Sterling Financial Advisors. We help people get peace of mind and quality of life in retirement.
And from the South Orange County Community College District, I'd like to welcome back, I'm going to say this, longtime trustee, Marcia Milchiker. And are we looking at, has it been about 30 years on and off?
Yeah, it has been. And I like to say I'm the oldest living board member that we have. I'm the longest board member, the longest serving board member that they've ever had at the district. And so
I mean, you know, I think that's great because they're on
Yeah.
their 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
So you've seen the district, both Saddleback IVC and now ATEP, grow up.
Yeah, and I've been able to participate in it growing up. You know, last year the district was 50 years old. It had its 50th anniversary because the district was founded in 1967 on Valentine's Day, and it was called the District with the Heart. And then the college was founded the year later. So the college just had its 50th anniversary celebrations at last Monday.
So the district formed first. I guess you have to form the district first.
Yeah. And I understand because at the 50th anniversary celebration, we had a luncheon, and we had 7 of the 8, of the original faculty members of Saddleback College were there with the current board members that were able to meet at the lunch, wonderful cafeteria lunch, you know. And one of them, Jim Thorpe, who's a resident of Laguna Woods, was an original faculty member. Then he was on the City Council of San Juan Capistrano, and then he was the first mayor of Laguna Woods. And he was there at the beginning. His wife, Marilyn, taught swimming in the Emeritus Institute for many, many years. It was a PE teacher. And both of them were at the luncheon. And he said that the original bond that was passed to build Saddleback College was very, very much supported by the residents of Laguna Woods, which was Laguna.
Well, back then it was unincorporated.
Yeah, it was
really.
unincorporated. Yeah, but he said they all supported it. So, and they voted for the bond to start this new fledgling college, community college. And prior to that, the students had to go to Orange Coast College. And prior to at that time, the students had to go to the community college that was in your district. So the students, even the athletes, had to go to the college in their district. So then a number of years later, they passed a bill that said that there were open borders, so anybody could go to any community college they want to. Any student could go to. So, but at that time, you were required to go to the community college in your district. So I was thinking that since the Laguna Woods residents voted to support the community college and actually supported a bond to support the brand new community college, they deserve the Emeritus Institute that they're getting. They deserve getting it because free education for them, and it's a wonderful, wonderful program. I love the Emeritus Institute, and I've been supporting it since the beginning and helping to save it. But I mean, since they started the college, they deserve to reap some benefits from starting the college, and they're reaping them.
Well,
now,
you know, your district is District 5.
Yes.
However, as we know, you're trustees at large, right? Which means when votes come up, people can
vote for all the whole district. Yeah, you have to run from a particular district, but you get voted in at large by the whole geographical southern half of Orange County, and there's over 1 million people that live there. I think over 800,000 voters. So
it's district-wide.
It's district-wide, right.
So you mentioned Emeritus. In the next slide, we've got just what the fall 2018 catalogs look like for both IVC and, of course, Saddleback.
Right, and these are the 2 Emeritus Institute. You can call them catalogs. I call them class schedules because these are the class schedules for the one on the left is for Irvine Valley College, and the one on the right is for Saddleback College. And these are the only printed class schedules that we do is for our Emeritus Institute because we feel that they really like that to have that paper schedule, and the rest of the students in the whole district just have to find everything online. The new spring class schedules will be out in about a month, but if you want to find out what classes are going to be offered now, the whole class schedule is online at the colleges. And you just go to saddlebackcollege.edu or Irvine Valley IVC.edu and just search for Emeritus, and you'll find the class schedule for the Emeritus. And this is the very, very first year, this year, that Irvine Valley College has free Emeritus classes also, and that they're printing an Emeritus Institute catalog. So the students here can look up on the IVC website and take classes at the IVC classes. But if you want to take classes in Laguna Woods, then you would have to look at the Saddleback College class schedule.
And we have it on screen here, how to find that online and get the information either in the catalog or if you want to do it in advance. Now, the next one here has the IVC speech debate team. So tell me about this.
Yeah, we have wonderful things going on for our students at the colleges. And we have this speech and debate team for IVC won number 1 in the state and number 1 in the nation. It's hard to believe, but they did. And they had a debate at Irvine Valley College debating the Rwandan students. And the Rwandan students came and they were debating
Wow.
It was so fascinating. And they debated the International Criminal Court. One was for the criminal court and one was against the criminal court. It was a really interesting, informative debate to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I know about the International Criminal Court and how controversial it is, but I learned a lot at the debate. And at the end, everyone in the audience votes to see who wins.
Yeah.
And they voted. Actually, the Rwandan students won, but they said it was a tie because they say they always call it a tie, and they don't win anything. They just they say they win. And the Rwandan students brought presents for the Saddleback College students, and they talked a little bit about the Rwandan genocide, how like a million people were killed in like months.
Right.
And so many people there, so many young people were touched by this murder, and they're saying how they're getting over it now by trying to get along. I'll get along. So it's kind of mind-boggling that they're trying to get along with these people that murdered a million of their friends and neighbors and relatives. But I guess that's what they feel they have to do. So, but anyway, this is what our students are able to have is debating Rwandan students. I mean, what a wonderful opportunity for our college students.
Yeah, very good opportunity. Now, the nursing program we've often heard is excellent at Saddleback.
Yeah, and a number of years ago, 100% of the nursing students passed the national nursing exam. So we said it was the best program in the nation for 2 years in a row because 100% of our students passed it. And now it's called the Washington Monthly ranked Saddleback College nursing program as the number 2 program in the nation. And this is social mobility, research, and public service.
Wow.
If you go to the local hospital, Saddleback or Long Beach or Mission Hospital, so many of the nurses were trained at Saddleback, and they're great. They're really good. I know a lot of the nursing instructors. They're really hardworking, and we really have a wonderful nursing program, and we have a wonderful paramedic program. We have the only the only public paramedic program in South Orange County. So we're really educating a lot of the healthcare providers in South Orange County. So
very
I'm proud
nice.
of that.
Yeah, that's a great honor that you folks got. Now, I know this is something that you and a lot of local community leaders have worked with, and that's the Veterans Program.
Yeah, and you can see me in all these pictures, actually. there's me in that blue dress I got in Hawaii. So anyway, we have wonderful veterans programs, both the Saddleback College and Irvine Valley College. And the veterans programs really helps our veterans that have returned from, Afghanistan or Iraq or all over the world, and helps them do well in college. And these students transfer into Ivy League schools and the top colleges in the nation. And if there are any veterans here in Laguna Woods that want to volunteer and help our veterans and work in the office there, volunteer to work in the office, they'd love to have them because they really be good mentors for our students.
Yeah, so that is a really good point to make. And if they want to get a hold of anybody there, just go online and call the the personnel office
just look under vets and call vets. I could tell you the guy's name, but just go to Saddleback College website and look at vets, and
that's great.
So call me. I'll get them in touch with somebody.
We'll give you her number. All right, some upcoming events, and the colleges are known for just wonderful programs on stage and music and arts in general. And whenever we get to this time of the year, it's not that far away. The holiday programs are coming.
No, it's wonderful. And if you see on the left, there's a Midnight Blue concert, which is going to be at Irvine Valley College, and that's the singers are singing a bunch of songs, and these are all IVC alumni. And on the right is the IVC Arts Catalog, and I brought a bunch of them to give to you to put in your office. And the very first, if you go on the website and go Saddleback College and then Google Arts, you'll bring up the arts schedule, and it tells you all of the art programs, and there are just millions of them. Not millions, that's hyperbole, but there are hundreds of them. And at IVC, I think the next slide talks about it. They're having the Midnight Blue concert and the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which
Yes.
is always fun. You could actually dance the time warp or something
Yeah,
if you
yes.
watch it.
Uh-huh.
And then at Saddleback, they're having the Dia de los Muertos event, which is on Halloween. They're having a production of a very funny comedy called Noise is Off, starting November 2nd to November 11th. And then they're having the Feats of Lights, which I used to be in.
Yes,
which
are
is
you going to
really
do
fun.
that this year?
Not this year.
No?
I'm taking a singing class, but I don't feel I'm ready to be actually performing in the Feast of Lights, because that's such an incredible
But you did it
program.
before, right?
I did it before.
I was there.
First,
I was
yeah,
there,
you're there.
yeah.
Yeah, it was really
Yeah.
fun. And
It is really a great
it's a great
lot of
concert,
fun.
and that's going to be on the weekend of November 30th to December 2nd. And you have the Christmas sing-along and all the songs of the holidays, and
Yes.
with the choirs, the student choir and the emeritus choir and the student orchestra, and it's just a very festive event. And they have wonderful wassail and wonderful cookies and cakes
Yeah.
and all kinds of really good food to eat. It's really worth it to attend to it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So I mentioned that 50th anniversary of the district, which was last year, but 50th anniversary of Saddleback College this year.
Yeah, and so we had a cake that we all cut, as you could see at the board meeting, and in the morning we had a cake that we cut, and we invited all the original faculty members to come back, and it was really wonderful to see them. If you want to see some of the individual, hear some of the history of Saddleback College, first of all, if you go to the district website and you click on the 50th anniversary video, you could hear me talk about it. But if you want to go to hear from the original faculty members, you go to the Saddleback College website and you just put in the search bar college history, and you'll bring up the whole history of Saddleback College and all the original professors talking about what they recall about the history of Saddleback College, and that's really fun to listen to. I would really recommend it.
Yeah, that's a great way to find out about it. And this Saddleback College and the district in general will just helped Orange County grow.
Yeah, I think it is. I know when we wanted to move to a location, we wanted to make sure that there was a university or a community college in the area, and that was one of the things we looked for, and it did. It's only helps, an educational institution only helps the community.
Yeah.
People want to learn. They want to learn new things. They want to have the performing arts. They want to have the athletics, and they really enjoy having their own college in the community.
They do.
And Saddleback College is our college.
Yeah, I like the photo here.
Yeah.
If you look in the background closely, that's Marcia pouring the foundation.
Yeah, that's me.
Way in the back there.
Yeah, I was digging the dirt
Yeah,
along with Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan and I were at the original groundbreaking. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. It's
Okay,
always
thank you
good
so
to
much.
have you on and all the trustees.
Yeah.
And want to tell everyone again, you can go online to Saddleback. If you want just Saddleback College, it's saddleback.edu. Emeritus would be /emeritus, or you can go to soccd.edu. That's the district.
Right.
From there, you can get around to everywhere.
Absolutely wonderful. That's absolutely true. And you could find the class schedule and find out how to register. There's a video on there, how to register, made by some of the students, and it really walks you through everything. And I watched it last night, and it's good actually. So students really want to know how to register for classes, which the next session starts January 14th.
Okay.
The registration for the emeritus students start on November 14th. So just go online and watch the video, and it walks you through it step by step, or call somebody at one of the clubhouses or at the college, and I'll help you. Call me.
Yeah,
I'll
very
help
good.
you.
If you need to look for it online, you don't need to remember the website. Just go Saddleback College.
Yeah, Saddleback College, it'll come right up. Right,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's kind of amazing what these search engines do.
I
now.
know.
It's wonderful. Yeah.
Good to see you.
Oh, good to see you,
Thank
Ken.
you
Nice
very
to see you.
much.
Thank you so
And
much
I know
for
we'll
having me.
see you probably again in a few months.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
I love being on Laguna Woods TV.
Yeah, we love
These are my
having you
friends.
here.
Okay.
All right,
Thank
good
you so
to
much.
see you.
Thanks,
Take
Ken.
care of
Thanks so
yourself.
much. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
too. Bye-bye.
And we'll be back.
Would you like to save money like we do? I want to introduce you to our granddaughter, Erin Reed, who's a Medicare advisor. Erin, can you save my neighbors and friends money as you have done with Grandpa and me?
Many of the plans I offer have $0 monthly premiums and can help save you money. There are many different options out there when it comes to Medicare coverage, and I represent all of them. But more importantly, I represent you as the individual. Call today for a free plan comparison.
My name is Greg, and I'm a new resident at Laguna Woods. And one of the things that we noticed after moving in is that many people had a golf cart, and so we wanted to check that out and see what it would be like. And we checked some of the other golf cart places that are around Laguna Woods and weren't as happy as we'd like, so decided to check out Cart Mart. Came over here, met Jared. He was very forthcoming, honest, and showed us what our options were here. We didn't want a brand new one. And we really liked the club car that he showed us and bought it and have really enjoyed it. He talked to us about how to make it more customized to what we wanted. They delivered it to my home in Laguna Woods and showed us how to use it, and we were very happy with the customer service.
And our movie coming up on Friday is Jurassic World. This is the second one in what I'm sure will be at least a trilogy. This one is called Fallen Kingdom. And of course, this goes way back, connects to the old Jurassic Park movies, which was, wow, quite a long time ago, wasn't it? And this one takes place 3 years after the destruction of the Jurassic World theme park. And Owen Grady and Claire Dearing return to the island, and to save the main reason to go is to save the remaining dinosaurs from a volcano that's about to erupt. They soon encounter terrifying new breeds of gigantic dinosaurs while uncovering a conspiracy that threatens the entire planet. And this is kind of similar to the original Jurassic Park, because remember, that one was a theme park and that one ended up getting destroyed. I like these movies. I think they're a lot of fun. You've got good actors in this. Chris Pratt, of course, you probably know if you like the Marvel series from Guardians of the Galaxy. And he was also in, what that series years ago, Sports and Recreation, I think it was called. Parks and Recreation, thank you. I'm just starting to watch that online. And Bryce Dallas Howard, who is the daughter of Ron Howard. There she is. So this will be Friday at 2 and at 7 o'clock, an action-adventure movie. I think you'll enjoy it. It's a little over 2 hours, about 2 hours and 10 minutes. Our Monday movie is called Little Pink House, and it's about a small-town nurse who emerges as the reluctant leader of her working-class neighbors in their struggle to save their home from political and corporate interests. This will be again on Monday, and it stars Colin Cunningham, Catherine Keener, and Jean Triplehorn. So this movie, very different movie, kind of more of a heavy drama type movie about, it was the Pfizer Corporation that was intended to build big factory or something there. But I haven't seen the movie, but it is based on a true story. And that will be on Monday, October 8th. Now I want to tell you about, if you haven't seen it yet, I've got a slide up here about the incoming members for both United and Third. Now Third As you may know, they had 3 positions available and 3 candidates. However, well, these are the 2 that are going to be on the board, Mr. Pong Chow and also Lynn Jarrett. Now, the 3rd one, Jules Zalon, who's currently on the board, he would have remained on the board, but he has chosen to not continue. So they will be having an announcement to fulfill that vacancy coming up. On the United board, there were 4 people that were elected to the board. We have Sue Margolis, Carl Randazzo, who's an incumbent to the board, also Janie Durrell, an incumbent, and then Elsie Addington. So they will be on the boards. Now, 3rd has their annual meeting on Thursday, tomorrow, which we'll bring to you, and you'll get an introduction to their new board members. United's annual meeting is at their regular monthly meeting time, which will be next week at 9:30. All right, let's get to the weather. Yes, we got a little drizzle out there today, so I can say we have a 100% chance of drizzle, at least, of rain. And as we go forward in the day, we're going to have some light on and off drizzle, maybe even a little sun poking through, but it should get stronger later on, late this afternoon into early evening. That's when sort of the strongest part of the system comes in, maybe a 1/4 inch in this area. And other areas, though, of Southern California, especially where they had the burn areas, where they had the fires, are under flash flood warnings because there could be some strong cells coming in and could produce a lot of rain for certain areas in a short amount of time. Now, tomorrow, we may get a little drizzle spilling over into tomorrow morning. Then it'll start to clear up. And then you see it going forward. A possible chance of more rain coming in late Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday of next week. All right, we will see you tomorrow. You take care. Have a good day and enjoy the drizzle. Bye.
This is a homage beat.